Hey YouTube, Cass County Prepper. Me and the wife went out to a antique mall today, and I found something, and I had to show it to you. I've been working on it. It was a little rusty, but when I found it, I could not believe I found it. I've been looking for one, or I was going to break down and just make one. But I found one, so it was awesome. It was an awesome find. But let me show it to you, and let me explain to you what it is. Turn the camera here. Can anybody tell me what that is? This here was made, it was made by the, it's called the Toledo cooker. And it was made in 1907. What it's got a brass water pan. You can either set this on a burner of your stove, or you can put it up on your wood stove. And what it does is you fill this up with water, and in here you got different shelves. You can either have a shelf here, 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 or at the bottom. And what you can do is take your canning jars that you need to seal, that need to be steamed or pressure sealed, and put them in here. It'll hold 6 here and 6 up here. And you just shut up your doors. Just shut those up. And what it does, it steams them. And it pressures them. And also what you can do, you can steam food in here. Any type of food. Meats, veggies, anything. Another thing that you can use these for, you can take these outside. You can put your wood chips in here, in the bottom, your wet wood chips, and then you can shut these doors up. And you set this over a fire, over a grate on a fire, and you can go ahead and you can smoke on it. You can smoke meats in it, anything you want. So it's really something that I can use, that if the power grid ever goes down, I can cook. You can bake in it. When I first got it, I went and I cleaned it out and cleaned it off, and we made a pan of brownies in it just to test it out, see if it was a unit that was going to even work for us before I went through all the work of sanding it down and repainting it. And what it's got is this is a whistler, and what this does, it sets in the back there, and it runs. This is broke off. I'll go ahead and put a new pipe on here and run it down, but what this does, it runs down to this water pan down here, and when this water pan gets low on water, the steam goes up the pipe and it causes a whistle, just like your tea kettle. And when you go to smoke something, you take this out, you take this pipe out, and you just use the whistler, which has a hole in it, and you just put this up over the back, and it limits out the amount of smoke that'll come out of the unit if you use it as a smoker. Now my plans on this wasn't use it as a smoker, but use it to be able to bake my bread in, because you can also put this up on the wood stove, leave the water out, and go ahead and use this as an oven. And you can go ahead and bake your bread, bake your cookies, brownies, whatever you want to make. But if we ever lose a power grid, then I'll be able to do all that. I'll be able to bake my breads, cook anything I need to cook, be able to smoke my meats up. Just awesome find. Awesome find. But these units were only made, I believe, for 9 years. And they're really, really hard to find. So if you ever find one, they're a good unit to pick up. If not, it's a really good idea for a concept for your wood stove if you don't have any type of oven for it. And I know with your basic canner unit, usually you can only get 8 jars in those. In this here, you can fit 6 up on the top shelf and 6 on the bottom shelf, full quart jars. So you can do 12 at a time. It works awesome. I haven't tried steaming with it yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it cleaned up, get it painted. I got some high temp paint for it, and once I get it done, I'll make another video on how it turned out, and then I'm sure we'll be doing some videos with doing some cooking in it and showing some cooking in it. Maybe make some bread. The brownies turned out awesome. The only thing I found different with it was that it doesn't have a temperature gauge. It doesn't have any type of pressure or temperature gauge to it. So I picked up a metal high temperature gauge, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take that high temperature gauge, and I'm going to put me a hole just about center right here, about right in here, and I'll mount that gauge right here in this metal. I'll mount it right here so I can tell the temperature, what it is inside the oven, and that way I can get a pretty good idea of where it is. And the wood stove I got works really good. It's a log wood. It's a really cheap wood stove. I got it at the local farm store. It was like $300, and the piping and everything cost me more than what the wood stove cost. But it's a really awesome wood stove. We don't have a big house, and it heats our house, I mean, excellent. It's very seldom our house is ever below 85 or 90. Let me see. Here's the temperature gauge in here right now. Can you see that? It's 27% humidity and 90. But this here is awesome find. Just in case that power grid does ever go down, you're able to still be able to cook and provide for your family with it. You know, it's just an awesome thing to have. It's like the wood stove I have back here. Let me show you this. This is just a little wood stove. It's not real big at all. And I can pick that wood stove up by myself and be able to move it. It's about, I would say, about 150 pound wood stove. And you can also break it down. The top comes off, the sides come off, front, back comes off, the legs all come off. So you can disassemble it, and you can also reassemble it somewhere else if you got a bug out somewhere, or, you know, wherever you go, in case there's a collapse and you got to leave your house. It takes probably, I think there's 8 bolts you got to take out, and the whole thing collapses down to where you can take it piece by piece. It's a awesome thing to have. You know, even if you just get one, they're like $300, and at least you'll be able to do some type of cooking if you need to do some cooking if the power grid ever goes down, or if there's a collapse and, you know, everybody loses their job and another big depression, you know. But things ain't looking good. I'm going to be making a video tonight. It's going to be a political video. So anybody who gets into it, it's going to be on the NDAA bill. For those who don't know, that's the National Defense Authorization Act. It's $662 billion of everybody's money for 1 year. 1 year. So I'm going to be making a video on that tonight, and but I wanted to make this video and get it out. This is just an awesome find. You guys run across one of these, you don't want it, let me know, because I like to have a backup. I really would. I really would. I think these are awesome things, and You know, if we have a financial collapse, it might be something I can barter with, you know. Because if the dollar drops out, you ain't buying nothing. But if you got stuff that people need, you can barter. So it's just something I wanted to show you guys. I was really excited when I seen it. But I got it at the flea market. It was like $50. And this thing I can cook, I can bake, I can do everything with. I can do my canning with, so I don't have to worry about, you know, trying to heat up that big pan of water. I'm only heating up a little small pan. And I'm doing 12 jars at one time, so that's awesome, you know. Whenever you can get more work done, that's going to be the key, you know, making your life a little easier, you know. So anyway, that's the video. I thank you guys for watching. Peace, and see you later on.